Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to Chattering with Nicholas Vince. And in a few moments, I'm going to be talking with Chris Regan and Cheryl Burns from Paz versus Stuff. But before I do, I just heartfelt thanks to everybody who subscribed to the YouTube channel. I'm now up to 539, which means I kind of got 40 in the last couple of months. That's brilliant growth as far as I'm concerned. So if you haven't subscribed and you do enjoy these interviews, please subscribe. Also, thank you to everyone who's joining the newsletter. My Nicholas Vince newsletter. I'm going to be pushing that a lot now, just because I really feel I should have a drum roll for this. Yes, I'm actually going to share this right now, and I'm going to have to click on that, and then I have to click on that, and then that. Wonderful commentary you're getting here, folks. So I'm now going to start a screen share, present to everyone. So hopefully what you should be able to see on your screens are the posters done by the wonderful John Lynch for Your Appraisal and Necessary Evils. Yes, have a look, enjoy those. They're really good, quite good fun. Had so much fun getting the photograph together for Your Appraisal. Putting blood everywhere. And yes, so those are going to be my next two short films, which I'm writing and directing, and I will be launching a Kickstarter for those on April the 3rd. I'm making them with Celtic Badger Media. Many of you will remember me interviewing Paddy Murphy from Celtic Badger. So we're filming those at the beginning of June. If the Kickstarter goes, we get all our money from Kickstarter. So if you'd like to know more about that, etc., just sign up to the newsletter. There is a link on the YouTube, kind of at the top of the description, if you haven't already signed up. So keep an eye out for that. So Kickstarter coming in next month. Speaking of Kickstarter, I just wanted to share with you guys, if you can see this, Blood Shed. Another one of my guests, James Moran, who was on the show publicizing his web series, Mina Murray's Journal. It's just starting now. James, for those of you who don't know, is basically wrote Cockneys versus Zombies, Severance, and Tower Block. And this is a short film. When shed-obsessed Jack buys suspiciously cheap second-hand parts online to build his very own dream shed, he and long-suffering wife Helen find that they've got more than they bargained for, a killer shed with an appetite for blood. It sounds so wonderfully silly. Knowing James and a cat, his other half, they've both written it together. So that's do check that out on Kickstarter, Blood Shed. And here is now a very quick. I just wanted to share this with you guys because many of you will not recognize this gentleman or happen to know that that gentleman, for those of you who don't recognize him, is Ken Cranham. Back in the 1960s, Ken Cranham, who was in Hellbound. I met him the other day when we were filming for something called The Offer. More on that over the next couple of months. That's going to be with Barbie Wilde, Simon Bamford, and now Oliver Smith he played Skinning Frank in Hellraiser, and obviously Ken Cranham are in it. And that's Ken when he played Mr. Sloane in Entertaining Mr. Sloane. He was Beryl Reid's last Sloane in the West End. So I thought I'd share that with you because it's fun. Anyway, Chris, Cheryl, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for being so patient whilst I've been babbling on. So, right, we'll start. I think probably the easiest thing to do is to start with Chris and just say, Paz versus Stuff. Can you explain a little bit about the series and why? Oh, before we do that, before we get onto Paz versus Stuff, is there anything else? Cheryl, you said you're down in Brighton doing some filming?
Yeah, I just picked up a short film lead role, so I'll be back down on location in Brighton for a couple of weeks this month. So it's always nice to get back down there. Hopefully the weather will start looking up a little bit for me. So that's always great. And then, yeah, if anyone wants to follow me on Twitter, it's the handle is Cheryl Burns. Easy to find.
Say that one slowly.
It's just my name.
Cheryl Burns.
That's my Twitter handle.
Yeah, at Cheryl Burniston. Okay, cool. I'll make sure that's on the description as well. Cool. And Chris, apart from, I mean, one of the reasons you're asking about coming on the show, and I'm delighted you've been able to join me, is because there's some exciting things happening with Paz versus stuff in the next week or so. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, the next episode, which should be online next Monday, will be is sort of the climax of the whole thing. And although you should definitely also keep watching after that, because there's other things to come. Yeah.
Yeah. And when you say next Monday, the
13th, I think.
The 13th. Okay, so that's a week tomorrow.
Yes, 13th.
Yeah.
Monday, 13th.
Yes, 13th, a week tomorrow. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that we're yeah, okay.
I mean, the best way that you can follow Paz is on Twitter at Paz versus stuff. So and there will be all the announcements about the next video there. Yeah, so that's a good place to start.
Right. Okay, cool, excellent. So tell me a bit about the show and how did this all start?
Well, I guess I sort of got a bit obsessed with YouTube a few years ago, really, about a particular people doing vlogs essentially, and I had this. What I find interesting was how kind of intimate it was, that these people were kind of filming in their bedrooms or in their sometimes their bathrooms, all of letting you into their home to talk about what's going on in their life. And then as I sort of watch more and more, what I start to realize is that the reality that's presented in most of those videos isn't necessarily the truth. Not that those people are lying, but that it's a version of the truth. I mean, there's a famous Zoella video where she talks about having depression, and in the video she mentions that like everyone watching a video only sees this sort of 5 minutes of her life, but actually there's all this other stuff going on. And so I started to think, about the other stuff, the stuff in between the videos. Like, that's where the story is. And would you be able to tell a story just kind of with a series of vlogs where the real story is what's going on in between? And so I sort of had this idea, and it also came out of like, I wanted to do something that was, I'd been working on doing short films before then, but they'd always taken years to finish. Like I did 3 sort of horror comedies, and they were really ambitious and sort of took a long time. So so combined with all the stuff I was thinking about YouTube, I wanted to do something that was easier to shoot, and also had a kind of longevity to it, because I found that with a short film that you kind of finish it and then it's kind of...
Sorry, Chris, I'm just going to stop you. I'm really, really sorry. I'm just going to stop you because you're a wonderfully in full view, but I've just been informed that people can't see us.
Oh, okay.
So we've got a technical issue. So after all my blathering away, that's because it's, according to me, we're live and people should be able to see us, but I'm not actually getting any viewers. And Craig's saying that people can't actually see the thing. So what I am going to do, I'm going to move you over here. I've not had this one happen before. Google Hangouts have been a little bit flaky just recently. But it's basically saying it's stuck on. Okay, I'm just going to click on this link, put that into a new window. Live stream is starting soon. Okay, so live control room. Please set frame to, okay. You need to configure the streams to have the same frame rate primary stream. Okay, right, bear with me, folks. Craig, if you, okay, and create highlight to our live broadcast alert. Okay, public view. No, okay, so that's got completely and utterly view on watch page. Okay, right. What I'm going to do is, okay, bear with me. What I'm going to do, guys, if you could just stand by your email.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am going to send you out a new link. What I'm going to have to do is to start a new event. It will probably take me about 2 minutes to set up. We've definitely got people there, and I will tell Craig that if they can just bear with me, because I'm going to have to put it up on Facebook as well. Okay, cool. All right. I'm going to stop